everybody? It is the Ring Report coming back at you with another hot take, another hot episode. We are past WrestleMania, and this week's episodes have been hot. Raw was amazing, NXT was amazing, SmackDown was amazing, and so we are here. We get ready to recap. We're back to our regular programming. I am Eric Battle. I am the best moderator of any WWE podcast. I with my crew on the best WWE podcast of any in the world, and even in the universe. If there's aliens doing something, I don't know what they're doing, but we're the best. And so, listen, we're about to get into it. Carrie, can you let us know how we can be engaging with everybody, or they can engage with us? Holla at me.
All right, so thank y'all for tuning in. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, binge watch. Follow us on all platforms. We are the Ring Report on Instagram, X, Facebook. We are TRRP005 on TikTok. Yes, I think I got it right. Yes. All right. I don't know what that was. But anyway, make sure you check out our website. We are WWE Shop affiliates. Make sure you check out our merch. Click, save you a couple of coins. Give us a couple of coins. We appreciate all of your support. We are on our way to 1K. Thank y'all for tuning in. I couldn't wait to see y'all guys. So let's get it.
On Niles of One. Hey, I was calling you to wake you up so we can get busy. You ready?
Yeah, you are. Let's do this. Let's get this. Let's get this right.
Yes, sir. And old gray bearded one, what's up? Talk to us. You ready to get started?
Sir, let's get started. Old gray bearded one is here for it. A lot to catch up on. A lot to talk about. Let's get the people what they want.
Well, if that's the case, let's jump in it. Y'all know how we start. Here we go. 4 horsemen of the week. Just showing off who is the best. We're going to start right now. We're going to go at it. Can we get a two claps? And a Ric Flair. Woo! Y'all, this is our 4 horsemen take. This is our segment of who was the best of the week. And then we compare them to any other 4 horsemen that has ever been. Let's start us off. Old Gray Bearded One, talk to us.
Oh, yo, let's go. I'm going to go pivot from last night's production meeting. I'm going to go homegrown talent, main event Jey Uso. That's my horseman. Jey has came in. He was a tag team champion with his brother. You know, he was in the Bloodline, and now he's branched off and now became the WWE Heavyweight Champion. I'm rocking this week with Jey Uso as my 4 horsemen. I need a little help. Who would y'all think he would? What horseman he would best coincide with? But Jey, I'm gonna go.
What I'm thinking of, I can't say, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh,
I already know who you're talking about.
Well, since we don't know who that is,
His name will be banned for real. Listen.
Yes,
well, him. He is him.
He was an underdog. They gave the World Heavyweight Championship to him, and he did. He literally relinquished it and dipped. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did his story just like his.
But yeah, being a Jey homegrown talent, underdog, no one gave him a shot, and he tapped Gunther. Come on. And just after the brutality he has taken since he said that, you know what, Gunther was going to be my challenge, this is who I want to challenge. For him to persevere doing that, he's got to get it from me. Got to get it.
All right, that's what's up. All right, Carrie, who you got for us?
I got dirty Dominic Mysterio, boy. Now, I always concede to the fact that I used to be like, he ain't got it. But then he turned it around, and I am a fan. So to see him to see his growth is amazing, and to see that crowd be so behind him like that was kind of dope, though. I was cheering for him like that was my child. So if I had to compare him to any of the 4 horsemen, it would probably be like, I'm gonna do like a little Jeff Jarrett. I'm gonna do Jeff Jarrett, and I'm only saying that because Jeff Jarrett was kind of on that little chicken you know, chicken-ish, and I feel like Dominic is gonna still be one of those type of champions, just getting by the skin of his teeth, cheating to win and all that other stuff. So yeah, that's my pick for this week.
Y'all, I'm gonna go next. My four horsemen is against my own reluctance, against my own will. I'm humbling myself today. It doesn't mean I like this young man, but it's Seth freaking Rollins, the Messiah, the Monday Messiah. Seth, he said what he said, and it has happened. Paul Heyman is no longer the wise man. I don't know who he is. And then the tribal chief come out, and we think the tribal chief on top, and here come Braun Breaker. Seth is just right now on top of the world and leading wrestling into the new. So, and it's funny because Seth is taking wrestling somewhere, and then John Cena is taking wrestling another way.
Grief.
Somebody got to one of these angles got to work. But
Good grief.
and if I decide to name a four horsemen, I guess I'll go with Ric Flair. I'm going with Ric Flair when it comes to Seth freaking Rollins. You know, mastermind behind it all, manipulating, and that's what it looks like is happening. Seth Rollins talks a good game, and he makes you believe. Like, it makes you believe.
Hey, I'm gonna say this.
Man.
No pun intended.
He is a
His Mania entrance was fire. It just was fire.
Yeah.
The all black,
All right.
the
Hey,
flamethrower, and then into the all white. Man, that was dope.
He is a revolutionary.
okay, look. I didn't give four horsemen to Seth for us to go further. That's enough.
Oh, my bad.
That's enough. All
Let me
right.
back out. Let me get.
Yeah, we're done. Okay.
Listen, we're
Now,
not about to elaborate.
yeah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing
Because
that today.
all right. And Storm, who you got?
Oh, that was funny.
Oh, and I held this up because Seth Rollins is a protege of Triple H. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, my four horseman is Roman Reigns. Because this past weekend he showed that he's a needle mover. On Monday, he showed that he is a needle mover. This man has literally gave CM Punk his flowers without saying anything. He has literally elevated Seth Rollins up to the level where he is. Now he's elevated Braun Breaker
Yeah.
up to a main event level now. So when they call him the needle mover, he really is moving. It's crazy that you could be losing and still be shining at the same time. And Roman Reigns showed you that on Saturday and Monday. So if I had to equate him to anybody, he made a way to push the storyline further. So I'm gonna give him Sting on this one. Because the way they put Sting out of the horseman.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the way they put Sting out of the horseman, they put they put Roman Reigns out of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like he got disavowed, like Sting got disavowed from the Four Horsemen. And he still
No.
pushed the storyline further because Sting became a megastar battling Ric Flair and everybody else. So now Roman is about to elevate himself even higher, battling Seth Rollins and everybody else this year. So I got to give him Sting.
That's what's up. And we talked about this. We talked about this I think last show. Roman Reigns, like you said, needle mover. Everything literally happens. Anything that happens good that increases is because Roman is a part of it. Like Braun Breaker speared a Roman, not CM Punk, speared Roman into the, like when you do this to Roman Reigns, this puts you in that, it puts you in that category, right? And
You got
so
that highlight.
he is the needle mover. Carrie, you about to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that is a good comparison because it seemed like no matter the years, Sting and Ric Flair and them was always beefing. They was
Yeah.
always beefing. It was
Yeah.
never like, oh, we're gonna move on to the next storyline. Nah, they was always beefing. So that's what it seems like this is, this modern day age Ric Flair
Yeah.
versus Sting type
That's
of
real good.
type
That's
of
real
drama.
good.
So yeah, I
That's
think
real
that's a
good.
good comparison.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our four horsemen. That's our four horsemen. Listen, who was your favorite? Who was your favorite this week? Who was your four? Who was your one of the four? Put it in the chat. Talk to us if you got your own four horsemen. That's our four horsemen for this week. Y'all, come on, tell us what you think about it. Matter of fact, if you got something to say about our four horsemen, matter of fact, this would be a crazy faction. But listen, that's our four horsemen. Can we get 2 claps? And a Ric Flair. Oh, woo!
Woohoo!
Yes, indeedy. So listen, we're right now back at recapping, man, y'all. Let's be honest. Raw was strictly on fire this past Monday. Oh my goodness. This was probably one of the best Raw. Like even it was better than the first Raw when it came on Netflix. I think this Raw after WrestleMania standing 10 toes down above the rest. And I hope that this is where it goes from here on out. Starting up, and realistically, John Cena again, your boy, he opens up, comes out with the John Cena. He comes out to the ring, belt on backwards, and old Great Bitter one says he's saying the belt on backwards because he's telling everybody y'all can kiss my backside. So he's walking to the ring, and soon as he opens, soon as he gets there, he's talking, and I just realized he is the enemy to the crowd. And Kerry, you say this all the time. He trying to make him heal, trying to make him seem like he heal. But it's hard, right? It's hard for him and to do it. He come out there in his jorts and his new and his and and to me it seems forced a little bit, but the one thing he is not, Kerry, is he is not soft on that microphone. No.
Oh, oh no, he will give the crowd and anyone the business. What I'm loving about this, I'm laughing because it's still like, yeah, you can say all of those things. The crowd is cheering. They're like, even when he interrupted I mean not the referee, when he interrupted the ring announcer.
The ring announcer, yes.
With his own statement. The crowd was right there with him, like, chanting, and it's just like, bless your heart, you're trying to get the crowd to turn against you. It's not working. The no frills entrance is just black, white, plain as day John Cena, and I love it. Bless his heart, but he's still with that mic work. He gonna give you that mic work.
Even if he's not talking to a wrestler, he been giving it to the crowd, right? He don't care who it is. And Storm, so he giving a promo, but somebody comes and interrupts this promo, setting something up.
Of nowhere.
Ooh. He comes out of nowhere.
Out of
Huh?
nowhere.
What we getting? What we getting from this?
We are getting the age-long rivalry that's been going on since OVW, sir. Ever since the prototype and Randy Orton was in OVW, they have always feuded. This is a feud like Shawn Michaels and Triple H, like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Except this time, the roles are reversed. John's heel, Randy's face. Even Randy said it in the promo Friday. This is a weird world.
I love that they recognize that they shouted that out.
Yeah.
So now,
And Dwayne. Oh, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead, bro.
So now that's what we got. That rivalry.
So Dwayne, I think this was if they would continue the so long tour of John Cena, I think this was the best next opponent for him. I think this right here, Randy Orton, I don't think it could have been anybody else. I think this keeps our eyes on the product.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, standing in the ring, and Randy's coming out. Oh, okay, let's do it now. And John's like, no, let's do it at Backlash in St. Louis. You can sleep in your bed. You know, you can be home with your family, and you have no excuses because I need the best version of Randy Orton, the best. So you have no excuses pretty much when I beat
Mm.
you. I mean, I totally agree with where this is going, you know, but you kind of look at, you know, the previous people who had title matches in their home city or in their home state or in their home country hasn't gone particularly well.
One of them is Drew. Thank you. Had to get it out.
That
Had to get it out.
part. And then I knew you would. That's why you are the best moderator on the best wrestling podcast. I listen. That was, you know what? That's like we playing volleyball. I just set you up for the spike.
And I appreciate you. I dunked that.
Yeah, go on. That's an alley oop there. So let's go on. So yeah. So I don't know. They're gonna fight. They're gonna have a match at Backlash. And although many will want Randy Orton to be successful, I just don't see it so. Because there's just so much story left in this last, this last Cena hurrah.
And we've combined because Dwayne is talking about also too the SmackDown portion of the actual confrontation between John Cena and Randy Orton. We could combine that, y'all, because realistically, and I talked about this too, Kerry. Like Randy Orton came out on SmackDown. He came out on SmackDown and interrupted John Cena again. But John Cena, like, this is me. Like, it's not irritation because it's funny, but it's like you're not even talking to Randy Orton. You so mad at the crowd, and Randy getting frustrated the whole time. Like, hey, it's supposed to be me and you having this promo, but you keep talking to the crowd. Oh great, I just got my middle fingers stuck up by that 6-year-old. Like, it's a he is giving it to the crowd, but then also going back and forth. And Kerry, he also talked about ruining the legacy of Randy Orton. Talk about how
Oof.
John Cena is talking about ruining wrestling.
Ooh. I'm sorry. Pause for a second because I don't remember that conversation.
Hold on, because he talked about because he said remember he said because Randy Orton was talking about you need to be a father.
Oh yeah.
He told him you need to have kids.
Yep.
And one of the comments and John Cena's rebuttals was,
How dare you parent shame me?
yeah,
Basically saying that, you know what? Is wrestling gonna go on? Absolutely. But when I leave as the champion, you're at 14 and you stop. That means I have destroyed your, your basically your legacy. You
your
could
legacy.
never
Yeah.
catch what
Your
I've done at 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You'll be forever stuck at 14 because I have taken this title with me.
I watched that whole segment and don't remember that. So, did they say
All
he
good.
said that? Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
he
The
did.
reality of the situation is John is giving you that cold hard. It's not even a threat. It's not even a threat. It's a promise. The reality of the situation is he was not lying. See, people sit up there and they say, "Well, why we got this title? Why we got this title? We know everybody got too many titles." The reality of that situation is every last one of those titles has a history and a prestige. You can't get rid of it. Like, remember 305, the cruiserweight title, the purple one? That's Rey
Who?
Mysterio's title from WCW. That's Eddie Guerrero's title from ECW. It has historical attachment to it. Just because you don't like the way the new model looks, it doesn't take away from the prestige and the history that's behind that metal.
Yeah.
And when John Cena is threatening to take that history with him, everything stops. We're talking about Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino,
Like
even
you got.
Andre the Giant when he held it 1 second. Sergeant Slaughter, Ultimate Warrior, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, everybody's reign. And what he's pretty much saying is, he told Randy that your kids, if they choose to be in the wrestling, will not be able to add to your legacy.
Because I'm taking the belt with me.
Because I'm taking the
Right.
belt
Yep.
with
Okay.
me.
Right.
Yeah. So
All right.
y'all gonna have to create a whole new belt.
Whole new belt.
Yeah. Got
And
it.
I can't follow in my father's footsteps.
Yeah.
You know, you can't.
Ooh, John
That
Cena.
threat, that threat isn't for the fans. That threat is he's berating the fans, but the threat he's giving the wrestlers is y'all legacy will be forever froze.
With
When he
me.
says, I'm the last real champion.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So I'm the last real champion, right? And so, but yeah, so that in itself, we're talking about him crushing, it stops. Like he plans on beating everybody on and winning every match and taking that belt on the way out. And really, if he does that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would, if this is what he's saying, I won't have no issue with it. Especially if you beat everybody on the way out, go ahead and take that. Matter of fact, you deserve it. Like you brought in this ruthless aggression era that changed wrestling at its peak, because at one point wrestling had kind of tapered off.
Yeah.
But you coming in and you slapping Kurt Angle in the mouth like kind of changed some stuff. you you kind of changed some stuff, and so but again, we look like we got a match. We got a match coming at Backlash. John Cena versus Randy Orton. Look, something that we haven't seen in a long time. And what do we ever? This is a treat for us. We gotta face Randy Orton in a heel John Cena. Look, and Dwayne and John Cena tried to get a little cheap shot at the end. He threw the belt
Hey,
at him and clotheslined him and was stomping him. And you know how it looked like it was hurting him, but you know them stomp. He was stomping him. He was stomping him,
but I'm gonna
and
say
then as
this.
hold on, but as he was stomping him, he tried to hit him with that belt with that little smile, and he got an RKO for his pleasure.
Listen, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here, and y'all can agree, y'all can disagree. Right now, the way they building it up is John Cena heel, Randy Orton face. Randy Orton still got that dog in him. He still got that dog in him because after he RKO'd him, he looked like he was going through something like the voices was in his head talking about, man, I should punt this dude in the next month. I should punt this dude in the next month. So John better tread lightly because Randy, he may be face or heel face like I call Fatu, but he could get himself a punt for his troubles.
Again, and look, John Cena got the right one. He ain't got to worry about nobody hesitating. Randy Orton not gonna hesitate. He ain't hesitating. He gonna do what he need to do to make sure, that happens. We can't wait for that match. But look, as we move on into Raw, we had Becky and Lyra versus Liv and Raquel in this match, right? Becky and Lyra just won the tag team championships off of Liv and Raquel at WrestleMania, and so they run it back on Monday. And again, you and I, as anybody who are wrestling fans, knew something was up if they ran it back again. Literally that next day, right? They ran it back. Becky comes back, and we can have a whole conversation about Becky Lynch, but she comes back, and as she comes back, Lyra leaves as a two-belt champion. Becky comes back like she normally does, doesn't have to wrestle anybody, and wins a championship. But so she wins the championship, comes back, and when she comes back, they have a great little match, and then Lyra takes the pin, and they lose the belt. And knowledgeable one, Becky turns on Lyra.
Didn't see that coming.
Man, free Haley till you say it backwards, man.
Come on, talk to us.
Look, at the end of the day, at the end of the match, you got big time Bex back. That's what you got. And now you got heel Becky again. And what's crazy is my girl Bailey took a sacrifice for the team just to get this girl to a heel turn. That makes no sense. You should have just heel turned her. You didn't have to do it at the expense of Lyra. But now, I really feel like, and this is just my opinion, I think Becky is now going to go after Lyra for the Intercontinental.
I think so too.
And Bailey is stuck holding the. Bailey is like that third leg on a date night that just, you feel bad for her. Like,
Wow.
I love Bailey to death. Like, but the way they doing Bailey, it's like Bailey is Cinderella, my boy. Like, she just ain't never going to get her pumpkin. You know?
Did you just call Bailey the
Yo,
third wheel?
yes, bro. Like, and it's not even
Man,
her fault because she is one of the four horsewomen, and every time she delivers, when they give her the opportunity, but you're not giving her the opportunity, and you literally are pitting her friend against her just to push a storyline.
so Kerry, so here's my fear though, and I knew when they did this, I knew it when they start putting these mid card championships, Intercontinental, United States championships, they were going to give the stars, the ones who are in the top scene, a chance to get them, so they can add this to their resume. I knew this was going to happen,
Yeah.
and so now we have Becky, who Storm says will probably challenge Lyra Valkyrie, and if Becky wins, I see a match between Bailey and Becky for the Intercontinental Championship belt.
About
Right? Then we
SummerSlam.
got these, yeah, and so they're gonna make the belt bigger than what it is. You see what I'm saying? And so, now it pushes those mid carders back down again. Talk to me about that, Kerry. This is my thoughts, though.
I agree, but I also think bringing those main eventers into that scene gives the belt a little bit of more taking it seriously. That little girl with that damn belt, like I said it the last episode. I'm like, this. I know that she's supposed to be smooth and all this other stuff, but I'm not feeling her. So maybe bringing someone like a Becky or even Bailey, even if she would have feuded with Bailey over the belt, that'd have been still kind of cool to me or whatever. But maybe just bringing those main eventers into that scene is just going to give the IC belt and the United States belt a little bit more prestige, and I think it needs it because these women haven't had these belts. Like, look, they haven't had belts like this, so they need to, give them a little push, get a little oomph in it. So I understand it, but I think it's whack that Becky came back and just, I think that was just unnecessary. Like, they could have did all of that without removing Bailey.
I have
But
my
she did it.
own, and maybe we do
She
it at
did
the end. My last
SummerSlam.
thoughts. Maybe I give my last thoughts to Becky, but I will say in the same vein, knowledgeable one, we had EO come out, and we are celebrating EO because she walked away from WrestleMania as still the champion. She walked away, beat Rhea Ripley and Bianca takes the pin, but EO comes out and she's talking how she can talk, and we trying to understand her through that conversation. And we hear some music hit, and Stephanie Van Cure comes out, who is the NXT Women's Champion. And what's crazy, like, and I understand I don't think Stephanie's going to be in NXT too much longer. But this is, for some people I'm hearing around the world, this was a dream match for some. EO and Stephanie. Yeah, I as I was looking and just kind of their journey through independence and things of that nature. This was a dream match, and so, and this happened, like, this didn't happen. This wasn't a pay-per-view or nothing. This happened right on Raw. Somebody said, "You want to fight? Let's fight today." They comes out and it happens, and they have a match. NXT World Champion against the WWE Champion. The match was pretty decent. Don't get me wrong. And then we had some more NXT people come up and ruin it. Roxanne and Julia, what is happening, Knowledgeable One? In your take, what's happening right now with EO, the champion, but then we have all these NXT stars coming in the title scene on Monday Night Raw?
Well, this is how this goes. And first off, I want to start off by saying, yeah, I did call Io a transitional champion. I honestly thought she was going to drop it at WrestleMania. So I got to recant that. You know what I mean? I was wrong for that one. But you got Stephanie Bakura, La Primera, and Io Sky. Io Sky spent time in Japan. Stephanie has been in AAA. The fight has always been wanted, but they can never find time to be on the same card. Now you got them in the same company. Of course, all the dream matchups that happen in different companies that they thought of, they're going to come up with. If somebody said it on TikTok this week, Monday Night Raw should have been night one of WrestleMania. That's what they said off the rip. Not me. That's what I saw on the joint. They said, look at what happened on Monday Night Raw. That would have been banger for WrestleMania night one.
Cheers.
You know, so then you have Roxanne Perez. She wants Stephanie. Don't get her thing was don't get caught up with Io. You still got to see me tomorrow night for that belt. So she didn't want Stephanie to get, you know what I'm saying, complacent, thinking that you fighting the best when you got to go against one of the best tomorrow night. So she had to come out and lead her statement. Julia came out because she's on the same thing as Roxanne. Don't forget me because you still got to rumble with me too over at NXT. Julia wants to stay in the picture. Roxanne wants to stay in the picture, but at the same time, I think Roxanne is just making her she's staying present on the main roster because you know after Backlash, she's coming up. You might as well get ready for him, just like you might as well get ready for Trick. You know what I mean? The only difference is Trick ain't showing up on any of the main roster shows yet. But Roxanne Perez is making sure she stays relevant until that draft. And she's doing a good job of doing it. Interrupting the match, I'd have waited until after the match is over. But hey, to each his own. But everybody is just making sure they stay relevant.
Yeah. And then Dwayne, then mommy comes out, her and her black eye leading the way to the ring.
That's why.
And
A potato?
yeah, her potato. And she helps clear out the ring. And because the one thing she said was if anybody gonna touch Io is me. She
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it almost felt like, you know, the Rhea was like, wait a minute, how dare these NXT chicks run up on our show thinking they can get this work? I'll give them this work, but Io, I'm coming for what's mine. I'm gonna protect you now from these hyenas, but at some point, I'm gonna get my shot at what you got.
Yeah, yeah. And so we're gonna see what happens moving forward with this title picture. And so I'm excited to see what's next for Io and who she faces next. And it looks like I guess she's gonna be fighting on Monday Night Raw. Like I guess she's gonna be a fighter because she don't turn down a fight. And our favorite Intercontinental Champion had a match. Dominic Dirty Dom Mysterio had a match against my guy.
Zero. Mad dog.
That walk is crazy. He don't gotta do nothing else for me. But him and Dom get into it. They get a good fight going on, and Penta is doing it. And again, Dom is down there with Judgment Day, and guess who comes back? Old big head JD McDonough is back. He is back. He is back in the scene and helps Dom win. And Nozzle won. Realistically, think about this. Finn was outside in the ring. He ain't look too happy. And it looked like he didn't know JD was coming back. That's what it looked like to me.
He did.
It didn't look like he looked like he ain't coming back. And so Carrie,
situation is, I think Finn would have tried to screw Dominic if he had a chance. The problem is JD McDonough popped up and ruined that chance. That's why Finn was looking surprised in the face. I really think Finn has got an ulterior motive against his own team.
And Kerry, it's crazy because Dom don't win matches, but now he winning matches like he winning matches.
But he gonna win them like he gonna win them though, like
Yeah,
being
yeah,
real chicken-ish. Like he is going to win those type of matches. I don't know who
yeah,
that reminds me of, like how JBL was winning by the skin of his teeth type.
yeah.
Like he's gonna be one of those champions, and that's gonna be the. And I don't think. I mean, not right at this moment. I don't think they have plans on turning him face. I think eventually it might have to go down that way, but he's still looking like, no, y'all just gonna cheer this, this foolishness.
And I don't listen again. Y'all know I don't toot my own horn, but I said this a long time ago. I said, Dominic gonna get to the point where we gonna we gonna be over here cheering him on because again he reminded me of Rocky Maivia. Y'all know who Rocky Maivia is. We wish it never happened. Be honest. We
Dwayne,
wish.
are you frozen with your hand up?
No, I'm coming to him in a second. We wish Rocky Maivia would have never happened, but guess what? It turned into something great.
Very
But here's what I will say, and I'm coming to you, Dwayne, right after I say this. Dominic will probably go down. Listen. He will probably, and I hate to say this, but he'll probably go down because even they asked John Cena who was going to take wrestling to the future. They even asked John Cena, and John Cena says Dominic Mysterio is one of them. Dominic at this point will probably go down as one of the greatest wrestlers we've seen in our time when it comes to. I'm telling you, yes, Dwayne.
Okay.
I'm about to say, you sleep with your hand up.
No. I'm not at all. But I'm gonna say this. Dominic Mysterio. Kerry picked him as her fourth horseman. I know Eric was thinking about picking him as his four horsemen, and so was I. But I kind of yielded back. And this is the same dude, the same cat that our tribal chief threw outside the ring like a bag of bricks, as his father said. And
You love it.
that's the best clip ever.
Yeah,
if y'all ain't seen it, y'all need to go back and see it. That's the best clip ever.
That clip in Paul Heyman's do 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 do.
Yeah, those are the best two Bloodline clips. But I'm gonna say this here: what he's done.
It's a Judgment Day.
We'll get to that. But what he's done and how he's how he's separated from his dad and whatnot to become his own person and his own superstar. Listen, you got to give him props for that. I would never thought I would say, the Dominic Mysterio is that dude. I remember we used to see these rankings, the best WWE superstars under 30, and Dominic Mysterio be at the top, and you'd be like, really? Okay, it's like, okay, why not at this point? Yo, and the dude is doing his thing, man. And listen, I can admit when I'm wrong, but I'm gonna still say him getting tossed was my best moment. Sorry, Dom, you that dude now, but back then you were just a bag of bricks.
Dominic couldn't get a word out. Y'all remember at one point he could not speak. The crowd would lose their mind. He could not speak. But y'all, I'm gonna tell you what shifted. I'm gonna tell you what shifted it for me and Kerry. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I already knew what was gonna happen. I just knew at some point he was gonna be where he is today. I already knew. But it was when he went to his mom and dad's house and got arrested. It shifted. It shifted.
You know what? He needs to thank mommy for this because she made him this dude.
She did.
Although he screwed her over, she made him this dude because at that point she was just that ultimate heel, and now she kind of facing, and now Dom is just entrenched in what he's doing now. So he need to give her some props.
And he had true heat. True heat is really,
Absolutely.
really doing it. When you doing it, when you get heat like that, like that means like people are really coming to really boo you. Like you're getting tickets. I want to boo him and see him. But then when he came out in his first WrestleMania match against his daddy, like he came from prison, man. Listen, boy, Dominic. Hey, man. Look, we are excited. Thank you, man. Thank you, Dominic, for you know what I'm saying, being where you are right now. And realistically, I know Finn and Liv, everybody run around, but you're the real leader of the Judgment Day. Hey, you're him. You're the guy. So,
You know the thing gonna come for you.
So again, Kerry, what's next for Judgment Day? What's next? What we doing? What they got? Where they going?
I think eventually they're gonna kick Finn to the curb.
Just like they did Edge, right?
Which I always thought that was funny. I'm like, won't that his faction? Hey, they're just gonna come and kick him out. But I do think they're gonna kick him to the curb. And they are already that type of faction that gets that like how Dwayne says, that heel face type of reaction from the crowd. Like they like him because them, like I keep saying, them people in that crowd was hyped, and every time Dominic started to cook, that crowd was. So I think, and eventually that's they're gonna go ahead and make that like a heel face type of faction with Dominic being the leader. Now he need to get his one more person in there, and I'm curious to see who that will be.
And Storm, this don't have nothing to do with this professional part of our, like, this not even. I just want to know, is Carlito ever gonna get in the match? What's I don't even. What is he right now? Like, what is he of the Judgment Day?
Mentoring. I think he's mentoring.
I think that's what
Mentoring and taking spears.
showing him how to do it.
Wait.
He ain't gotta take no load. Them spears ain't that Roman now. You ain't gotta worry about spears no more.
That brother ran from that jank. But listen, so what's and again and shout out. Go ahead.
Going for the tag titles.
Carlito.
JD and Carlito. Don't forget it.
No, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win that.
Nah,
So,
no Doomsday.
You do remember that, right?
Say it again.
You do remember Carlito was the first undisputed tag team champion when he merged the Raw and SmackDown titles. They first.
So, I get that. When was that though?
2002.
Yeah, Carlito. What I'm saying is, if they win it, kudos. But Carlito ain't done nothing.
Yes, he has. He's taking spears.
That's what's gonna make it even funnier. Like, this dude ain't did jack.
but walking away with a belt. Walking away with a belt.
Show up,
y'all. So we don't know what's next for Judgment Day, but we do know, Finn, your time is coming. In the words of the old Karrion Kross, tick tock, it's coming. Listen, Gunther, he is now. He is now in Drew McIntyre era with me now at this point. Like, he can't take a loss.
Oh, you do know he's been suspended indefinitely, right?
Yes, but he can't take a loss. He can't take a loss. I have never. I mean, this brother. I mean, during the commercial break, and the commercial comes back. And he is at the announce table going off on Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. Michael Cole says, I'm just doing my job.
I didn't tap.
Right, which was crazy. Like, you don't say that.
Maybe he shouldn't have said that.
You the one that tap, not me.
Right, you the one that tap. You coming at me. Matter of fact, I ain't make you tap. That's something I would have said. That's something I'd have said. I ain't make you tap, but you mad at me. I'm just calling what I call it like I see it. Well, now you coming at me. And then Michael Cole stands up, and I'm like, as soon as he stands up, I'm like, oh my God. Like, Gunther walks around the table, I'm like, something's going to go down. And then he grabs him, Pat McAfee comes over and shoves him, and then Gunther shoves him back. And Pat McAfee falls to the ground, and he puts Michael Cole in that rear naked chokehold, and Pat McAfee comes and punches him, boom. Pat McAfee tells him, he stood there, stopped, did a little pause, jump. Hey, just chill. Pat McAfee turned his back.
Boy, oh boy.
And I don't even remember if he knows what happened after
Wrong
that.
answer. Wrong answer.
He gets red. And even if this wasn't real, he sold that rare nigga. He sold that chicken. When I tell you he sold that, oh my gosh. But then also, while he was getting choked out, Pat McAfee's boys on his show was trying to get at Gunther too. And Pat McAfee, I don't know what's happening, but Storm, this Gunther your boy. Talk to us, man. Like, he's a bully.
Woo!
I told you that. It wasn't. It was him trying to be dignified, but now that he done lost that championship, you got a loose animal on the loose. Anybody can get it.
Even the commentators.
Even
Yeah.
even the commentators can get it. Ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
I told you this from the rip. Anybody can get it. And that's exactly what you're going to see. The moment they bring him back from suspension, whoever he's in that ring with, he's going to demolish.
So Dwayne, and you probably gonna hate this. This is what I'm hearing though. Because he put his hands on Michael Cole as a legend, a WWE legend is supposed to come back, a veteran.
If you say what I think you're gonna say, we're done.
Y'all
Show's
already
over.
know. Y'all already
Show's
know what I'm
over.
gonna say. You already know who I'm gonna say.
Okay, I'm listening.
Goldberg. This is supposed to be his last. This is what I'm hearing. He's supposed to come back.
The camera went back to the spot. That's what camera said. Okay,
He's left.
Did you say Goldberg?
I did.
Why would you say that?
I'm sorry.
We can't see you, sir.
Are you saying you're not gonna see me? Take it back.
I wish I would. Again, this is not my thoughts. This is again, it's rumorville.
it's just
But
speculation, Dwayne.
But it's just speculation. But there is speculation that Goldberg has had. He's going to do one more last match and he's going to fully retire. That's what I'm hearing.
That thing finna be ugly.
All right.
Again, I could be wrong. And ladies and gentlemen, don't take my word for it. Ladies and gentlemen, don't take my word for it. I'm just throwing it out there. Somebody's supposed to come back in it. Somebody's supposed to come back and avenge. Somebody's supposed to come back and avenge what happened to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. And again, I think Pat McAfee can probably avenge his own self. So it just depends on what happens with.
I don't think so.
Goldberg.
If I saw Michael Cole step up to anything, I'm gonna be the first to tell him to take his shoes off, sit down.
Wait, he just said not put his shoes on. Take your shoes off.
This leading to somewhere. Kerry, this leading to somewhere. Like you're not just gonna choke out the announcers and it be done.
Shout out to WWE with that type of how you said it
Hey,
just came back
you know what?
from breaking.
Yes, hold on, Dwayne. Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Kerry.
They just came back from commercial break and it was just an incident happening. We was like, wait a minute, what's this?
Right, what's going on?
Between that, Michael Cole about to get choked out, Pat McAfee actually getting choked out. Pat McAfee selling the hell out of that. He was choking and coughing and turning red. He was doing all those things. And then the dramatics. They brought old boy to come in and fill in for Pat McAfee.
Joe Tessitore.
Yeah, you got Michael Cole and his dramatic return back to the.
Michael Cole said, I ain't gonna let no bully stop me from doing my job. Okay.
Yes, he was like, look, you didn't see LeBron doing that to Stephen A. Smith. They talked about it. I was like, What are they doing? Come on, WWE. Y'all better get y'all better get get y'all show on because I loved it. I was like, what is happening here? But he said, no, we're not about to get booked. And then he's like, he told what's the general manager, you better do something about him because he can't be putting his hands on the commentators. It's just like, I was
Listen,
And Joe
I'm
Tessitore looked
listening.
like he was flushed. He wasn't ready. He came
But he
back
got
and
and he did the damn thing though.
he did. He did. He
But I'm
did.
gonna say this. Shout out to Pat's boys because you know what? If the four of us are together and one of y'all get choked out, or somebody try to choke one of y'all out, or try to choke me out, oh no, it ain't going down like that. I'm gonna try to get into it.
and the way you are.
Hey. Ain't nobody choking family out. I'm gonna have my shoes on.
The way
As
we
Storm said, I'm gonna
go.
have my shoes on. We ain't doing that. No sir.
See, and my problem is, see, and y'all be trying to do it right there in front of everybody. See, my issue is I'm going to the back because at some point you got to leave. Like we're not gonna wait till all these people see me. No, at some point I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a Damian Priest. You got to walk out the door, and when you walk out the door, you got to see me. Like that's as simple as that. Like y'all handle. I'm gonna let y'all handle this. You gonna hold me back? I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna just walk right out to the back. You can go ahead and get your little shower, get your little bags, but I'm gonna be at your car waiting on you. Then we can see what's happening. We can go for broke.
Yeah.
And and we just gonna do what it is. Bring the cameras out there. I give you something to look at. Bring the cameras out there.
And I'm gonna beat you. And I'm gonna beat you within the edge of your life.
Yeah, bring the cameras outside.
Yeah,
Speaking
boy.
of bringing the cameras, uh, the last because it's been a show. It's been a picture, and the picture's worth 1,000 words. Seth, Paul Heyman coming out at the end of the show. This is the main event of the night. No one wrestles, but this is the last segment. And you got Seth, Paul Heyman in the middle of the ring. They talking, and then CM Punk music hits. He taping up his wrists. Like let's get ready go time. And then he gets his head was in position one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like. Head is in position, and he gets his head stomped into the mat again. And then the Tribal Chiefs music hit. He comes out. At least he gets some stuff in. You know what I'm saying? He gets a spear in. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted Danny DeVito to get speared. I promise you. I wanted to see it.
Who?
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, come on now.
I wanted to see it with my own eyes. But it didn't happen because they had a backup plan. Again, kudos to y'all. And having Braun Breaker. Listen, and all of us can agree today. We know Braun Breaker is going to be something. Like, he is a legit star. But to him, to be connected to Seth and Paul Heyman, man, this is scary. So we can either have Dangerous Alliance or we can have Evolution 2.0. Storm, this is scary. Like, and who else do they add? Who else do they add? I'll put you on the spot. Who else do they add to this? Because they're not done.
Well, we were talking about it yesterday. Somebody suggested Austin Creed, maybe. Um, I personally want to sit back and hold my reservation until they complete this thing fully. I want to see how this gonna unfold. But they not doing it like the old time when you bring everybody out at one time. They're adding piece on piece. But see, here's the thing: everybody
But
is
that's how the
focused
Bloodline do it.
on. Well, yeah and no. But look, everybody's focused on Seth and Breaker and Paul Heyman. I'm slowly paying attention to what Roman Reigns is doing because It's about to get real this year. So I want to see what team Roman put together. Seth's already putting his team together. Who's Roman going to grab? That's what I want to know.
But and I said this in our production meeting. The fact that Seth Rollins keeps saying Dean Ambrose's name, and I don't know what's happening with that, but I will say that at first they wouldn't say his name at all. Now they saying his name because that's not even his name on AEW.
Say his name and he'll appear.
He said Mox at WrestleMania, then he said Ambrose at Raw.
All I know is
be.
they mentioning him.
Oh, they got shirts in the crowd too?
I'm gonna say this though. Ambrose is the only one that Ambrose is the only one that has not betrayed Roman.
The only one.
The only one. When Seth banged him in the back with the chair when they was the Shield, Dean Ambrose attacked Seth Rollins. You know, he's had his cousins, Jay, Jimmy, the Wise Man, all have turned on him. Solo, all have turned on him. So, is his only ally right now Dean Ambrose?
But that negates Jimmy, Jay, and Sami Zayn at the same time, right?
Like, but all of them have turned on him. And if you look at his vignette, he says, "I can't trust no one." I'm just looking at what he's saying. He said, "I can't trust no one."
The Penguin at WrestleMania.
Tribal Chief said, I can't trust no one." But he did that at WrestleMania, and what did it get him? He thought that the Penguin was on his side, and he was smiling, and he got his thing. Lang.
I'll tell you
But
this.
to go back to what I said about the Bloodline one by one, because think about it, because it was Paul Heyman first, then it was Jay, then Jimmy got back from injury, then it was Solo, then it was Sammy. That was one by one. Ain't nobody all coming together. So that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I think they taking that because that's how you introduce. And again, because you'll never know when somebody's going to show up.
Right.
But let me put this out. Remember when Roman and Solo was going to have the tribal combat match, and he told Tama Tonga and all of them and Jacob Fatu, if Roman wins, you will acknowledge him as your tribal chief.
Mm-hmm.
Could you picture Roman and Jacob Fatu getting together? Something along those lines, because
Oh my gosh! You
I
just
think
said something.
they've been talking about this long time, this long storytelling. That's kind of perfect, because that was something that was said back in January,
Yeah, because
but nobody said nothing. I mean, he did win, but he still has not acknowledged Roman as the tribal chief. Maybe that's something that's going to come forward.
We got to go back to that. You're right, but you said something that just threw me. That just sparked something in my wrestling imagination. Y'all remember that spot on, I think it was Raw, when Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu came head to head? Y'all remember? And the crowd went crazy.
They teased it.
It was Royal Rumble, wasn't it?
Was it Royal? No, it was something.
It was
Royal
Royal Rumble. Yes.
No, it was. No, it was. It must have been twice. Must have been twice, because I think it was when. It was had like Raw or something.
No, it was Royal Rumble.
No, I remember the Royal Rumble spot, but it was another one. It was another spot, because it was a regular spot.
All I
I
know
will
is
look
if
that up.
Triple H pull this Moxley thing off, he is going to be the GOAT. You understand? That is that. Hey, that lets you know that this is booming.
Yeah, because that's gonna be crazy. But then Jacob and Braun going at each other, that's gonna be stupid. Like that in itself. Who wins
I
that?
think Mox is about to drop the title to Samoa Joe over on
Joe,
AEW.
Joe, 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 Joe. Oh,
If Joe came
So
back,
this Raw, y'all, this Raw was crazy. Y'all, this Raw was crazy. And we're expecting more from Raw. And as we're expecting more from Raw, we're going to take a what we call a promotional break and go to our mic check. We're going to mic check right now. Our mic sounds nice. Check.
one,
My mic sounds nice. Check. My
two,
mic sounds nice. Check. 3. Come on, let's do the mic check. Dwayne, hold us down.
yes,
Who we got
sir.
today for our mic check?
Some mic checks don't even need words. Don't even need words. I'm going Randy Orton, Monday Night Raw, rolling up on John Cena and just delivering an RKO and basically securing the title match. Securing the title match from that one thing. Yeah, it was an RKO and a mic drop at the same time. He had to
That's it.
say nothing. And I don't know. I mean, are we more than 20 minutes in? Because when John Cena turned around, he said, "Oh shit," and he got an RKO for his troubles. Mic
Yeah.
check of the week, Randy Orton.
The RKO spoke loud and clear.
Yeah,
It
heard around
spoke
the world.
loud and clear. Well, that's our mic check, ladies and gentlemen. That's our mic check.
Yeah.
This was the quickest mic check.
So,
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you.
absolutely. Because you know
This was
what? It gave us what we needed going forward.
that's it. That's it.
Randy kind of built this up, and what happened on SmackDown was just afterthought. Because you know what? John getting RKO'd, he not just gonna take that standing. He not gonna take that standing lightly. Oh, okay, I'll give you a match. Yo, that
But I
there
tell
was
you
the
what,
shot heard around the world.
he took both of them on Monday and Friday. He took them
Yeah.
very well, laid out, sleep.
Mhm.
Yeah. The night. So y'all, here
You
we
ready to go
go.
night night, John?
Friday night SmackDown. We got Friday night SmackDown. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to NXT recap real quick. We're gonna go to NXT recap. Storm, Joe Hendry came back out again. Joe Hendry came out. WrestleMania had his spot, did his little turnaround and got RKO for it. But he came out. He came out
Twice.
with Obafemi and Trick into that whole title picture, right? And so what with the Impact champion in the ring with the NXT champion, and then I guess the number one contender for the NXT championship. Is that what that is?
I think so. This is the way it rolls. Joe Hendry challenged Okapemi, but they have not set the match. They just brung it up to see crowd's reaction, which they were really into it. They discarded Trick like EO between Rhea and Bianca. They discarded Trick out the conversation like he just didn't mean anything. So I really think Trick ain't gonna have
It's
that without
it's in my
no
head. It's in my head. I can't not
repercussion.
let it go.
It's stuff,
Everybody, can we do this? Can we just do it one time? I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, the banger between Stephanie Bakir and Roxanne Perez, they tore the house
Yep.
down, but Stephanie
Yep.
Stephanie retained. And then you
Hey,
had
what's that move?
Liv
What's
Morgan.
that move she do that got Booker T all crazy? What's that move?
Oh Lord, yeah, that's
I
just
don't even know
nasty.
the name of it. You mean when she grabbed him by the legs and hit their hand in the
Oh
air?
Lord, Lord, Lord.
Yeah, I
Ah,
don't
yeah.
Oh,
Ah, yeah.
hey, Booker T sound like he sound like a pervert, bro.
He does.
he do just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That's the
And then
same
you had the
one.
women tag titles up on the joint. Liv and Raquel retained. Then you had Noam Dar from the Cruiserweight 305. He made his return. Took the Heritage Cup from Lexus King. But a lot of NXT is still waiting to see the fallout from when the family turned on the Don and Stand and Deliver. So they haven't popped back up yet. So we're going to see the fallout of that. They really are kicking over on NXT, but as far as those 4 highlights, it was not much to talk about on that.
We had the Dark State too, right? Did we say something about them?
They are running, but they wasn't on this week's episode.
No, they weren't on this one. I thought they were on this one. Okay,
Nah, that
maybe I
was
was wrong.
last week's. No, they
That was
did a
last week.
triple threat against Oba, Trick, and Javon Evans last week.
Yeah, they jumped out, but I thought they wrestled. They came out in their gear, but again, I could be wrong. That's
They
why.
did
That's why.
Stand and Deliver. They went against the Tony family. That's when old buddy on the Tony family turned
I
on the
think.
Don and they won.
I think they are. I think that. Yep, you're right. They all run together.
Yeah,
You're correctly right. You're
yeah.
right. You're right about that.
They were on Stand
Okay,
and Deliver.
that's NXT, y'all. Look, if y'all know anything more about NXT, holler at us. I'm missing my boy. I'm missing my boy Ricky Saints. I'm not sure where Ricky Saints at. I know he's still the North American champ, correct? So yep, Ricky Saints. So before we go into Friday Night SmackDown recap, we're gonna go to whose man's is this? The world is yours. The world is yours.
Whose man's is
Woman
this?
is this? The world is mine. The world is mine.
Why does
What's
my-
good?
So this week on Whose Man's Is This? The return after the WrestleMania breakdowns. We went with the War Raiders because they gave New Day a record-breaking 13th championship, and we wanted to give them some flowers. So you got Eric and Ivar. Eric was trained by Joe Prohibition, which is a independent wrestler. And then you got Lou Marconi. His claim to fame was a couple of dark matches on WWE, but he was mainly known in ECW. Then you got Ivar, who was one of the last classes of Killer Kowalski, along with Triple H and China. They each went through seasoning with Japan. That's when they met up, started tagging. They've been running together since Japan. Then they came to the Performance Center in 2018 and got their last bit of season before they hit the roster. So, yeah, it's amazing to me to see how Killer Kowalski's name is still being touched.
Yeah.
They have been trained by the best in the sense of Killer Kowalski's trainer was Luke Thez. So that family chain of being trained is just as historic as the Heart Dungeon because they have produced that many people. Kofi Kingston was trained by Killer Kowalski. That's how deep that whole thing is. You understand what I'm saying? Like it is a deep family at that school.
That's what's up. Okay, appreciate that. Question for you: how many times were they repackaged? How many times did
They
WWE
repackaged 4 times.
4?
You had in NXT they
Good
were the
grief.
Viking Raiders. Came up to the main roster. They were the Viking Experience. Then they became the Viking Raiders, and then they switched back to the War Raiders. So it's been 4 packages. Same team, same concept. Except one of the concepts they had his wife in there, Sarah Logan, as Valhalla for a while.
But she keep having babies, so that's why she ain't.
Yeah. She's in the photography now, I think. So
Did we ever figure out the uniforms?
Yeah, from the Dollar Tree.
WrestleMania?
I told you they were them and Drew McIntyre were cosplaying for the game that sponsored WrestleMania. So everybody came out dressed like the characters in the game. And being that the game is more like a Viking era type game, that's what they had on, and Drew McIntyre had it on at the jump because he was having trouble with the gauntlets on his arms when he came down to the ring. So everybody was wearing cosplay-inspired gear from the game that sponsored WrestleMania. That's all that was. That ain't no every match type thing. That was just for that one event.
You know,
Again, It
And
goes
the
to say,
unicorns still do the same thing?
you gotta love what you do. Boy, you gotta love what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed, y'all. So again, come on. Who mans is this? War Warriors, we appreciate you. Come on, Killer Kowalski, another name coming up. We appreciate that. So, Friday Night SmackDown, y'all. Friday Night SmackDown. Oh my goodness, man. Again, we already talked about it already. We already talked about John Cena opening it up and getting interrupted by Randy Orton. We already talked about, him not talking to Randy and Randy getting frustrated. We thought John Cena was gonna get a boot in the head, but that didn't happen. But he did get an RKO for his troubles,
Trouble.
and we appreciate you. And so we we don't need to revisit that as much, so we know what's going on. But Tiffany Stratton comes out with her belt and talks about everybody thought I was the next Charlotte Flair, but there's only one Tiffany Stratton. And then the music hits. Here comes Jade Cargill. She comes out to the ring dressed in her black, her hair a little longer from WrestleMania. Somebody put a little Twitter out there. How Jade get her hair that long? I said it's because y'all don't know what they be doing. But anyway, she comes out to the ring, and it's a challenge. Tiffany said, "Well, shoot, let's do it right here, right now." And and a referee come running. It won't know Nick Aldis or none nobody come out. Referee come running down. Shout out to the female referees too. Love both of them that's rocking in. She comes in and they do a match. Couple spots were a little, and the crazy part, it wasn't even Jade this time. What was wrong with Tiffany?
She
The
whacked.
You
they
heard
was
Wade
tight.
Barrett. She was tired from the brawl with Charlotte. Like,
He was tired.
Excuses, excuses, excuses.
All right. He was tired.
But I
Both
will
men
agree.
about to
But I
come.
will agree because the guy, Mr. Sandstrom, the one I talked, because he talked about that spot, and he said for those who are coming for Tiffany, you try to do the most beautiful moonsault like that, and you two try to do it and not slip. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, you're right, because I can't get up there. I don't even know how Jacob does it, and they both do it so amazingly. You know what I mean? And
Because
so
Jacob is that dude. Stop.
right, but I know, but I'm just saying the fact
Stop.
that move is they make it easier than what it is. That move is they make it easier than what it is. But that match gets interrupted. Jay has a couple spots in there that were decent. The suplex off the top rope, thought was pretty decent, and she actually sold it, Brett. Sold it than I thought, because I'm looking at selling. She was selling a lot better than she was normally, like really going to the ground. She was even selling those round off backflip stinger splashes in the ring, and so she sold those pretty decent. And then that cartwheel that turned into a power bomb was performed excellent, I thought. But then here comes interruption. Caution tape comes down, and as she comes down, Naomi comes in the ring and jumps on Jade, throws a tantrum,
Lord have mercy.
swinging at her.
A
Couple
whole
of them,
tantrum.
couple of them swings didn't hit. I'm just being honest, they missed. But we appreciate your acting skills. You look like you was throwing a tantrum for sure. And 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 then Jay got a couple ring posts for her pleasure as well. Her troubles. Hey, I'm gonna give you a couple leads to the shoulder, and she took those and got out the ring. And then Tiffany Stratton comes back in the ring, and Naomi leaves out of the ring, and then here comes Nia Jax. Nia Jax comes in the ring and hits Tiffany from the back, and then it ends up with a bonsai. So, what do we have here? We got Tiffany Stratton, we got Jade Cargill, we got Naomi, and we got Nia Jax, all in one segment. Carrie, what's happening?
I think this is the first, what y'all call it, Easter egg of the female bloodline. I think
Okay.
Nia and Naomi locking eyes. Real quick, I'm low key. I love the repackaging, but I'm actually getting kind of tired of the caution tape. I'm actually getting kind of tired of that. And that proceed with caution. Like, how many times are you gonna do that? Like, okay,
And I agree with I agree with. I hope they don't put that in her video, like in her music. Like, I
Like,
don't. Please don't let that be the first thing you
don't
hear
let us
coming
start
out.
getting tired of it. Like,
Like,
all right,
please
like just the look is cool. The look is cool. That's fine. Like, just be normal with this. just be a normal heel. But that's
say it every now and then. You know what I mean? That's not a.
proceed with caution. Like,
She said it to Nia Jax in the back.
and I
Like
just
anyway,
like, you all rude. But,
right?
but I think that was the first little nugget. They are starting to drop. Yeah, they got that eye contact too. Let's get it. Let's get it. But, I think Jade Cargill did well. Y'all got me looking at her now too. Like, but her and Tiffany Stratton. I didn't mean to say they was like blind leading the blind, but I'm like, who's calling this match? Like between the two of
They
them.
both were.
Because I'm like, don't neither one of them seem that seasoned to be calling matches, but
In the
right,
kingdom of
okay.
the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
It's like,
You got to know when they started that bell, I was like, this over here, yo.
that's
Like,
how I was wondering, like, how is this gonna look? And I'm like, yeah,
because you got
but
two women and they set up there saying it was slipping and had the least experience from WrestleMania. So now you going to spin the block and have them go one-on-one.
they gotta do it.
So yeah, I'm about to say. So let's talk about it. And I know we talked about and how everybody felt about the situation, but you immediately throw Jade into a title picture, like literally, like you throw her in there, and if you don't think she did well enough, you don't throw her in the title picture.
Well, technically, at that point in the game, there wasn't no title picture. That was just a exhibition. That wasn't a title picture. That
Maybe
was
this is
I
what
just like
Ho ho.
it look
that was
like.
just like
Now
Stephanie and
I know it ain't. I
Gia,
know I won't for the
best
belt.
against the
Now,
best.
now I know I won't for the belt, but this ain't gonna be the first. Like you just don't put somebody up against the champion just to be like just an exhibition match. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this a reason why you're doing it.
I think the reason was to kind of
Nah,
get the maybe the reason was to kind of get the Samoan women's bloodline thing going because I just felt like Naomi came out and attacked Jade and whomped her really good allegedly, and then when Tiff got in the ring, she kind of backed out, but all of a sudden here come Nia Jax. And it looked like that moment that they had where Nia and Naomi was like almost like, yeah, okay, here's the layup, you finish it.
don't get it
So
misunderstood. Jade is equipped for the title picture, but Jade's promo when she hit that ring let me know that she wasn't there for that title. Because the one statement that Jade made before she stepped on those steps was, now that this whole thing with Naomi is done, are you sure? You
yeah,
positive? Because you didn't
no,
sound too confident when you said it.
mm-mm.
And at the end of WrestleMania, when they asked you, were you done with Naomi? You said you didn't know. Now,
But
all of a sudden, you're saying that she's in the rearview mirror. Oh, I knew by the end of that match that Naomi was going to reintroduce herself, like
allow
Jay-Z.
me to reintroduce myself. My name is Naomi
Now, she did it a little
into the
dramatically,
OV.
but she knew,
But
I knew
no,
she was going to reintroduce herself.
and I get it, and maybe it is Easter egg to put the bloodline together. But again, y'all, I'm all about there's a ways to doing it without putting people in. Like there's gotta. This is case in point. Like we didn't need Becky Lynch to do what Becky Lynch did at WrestleMania. We didn't need
Nope.
that to happen for her to turn. So we didn't need to put Jada versus Tiffany for the Bloodline Sisters to happen. That didn't need
Now,
to happen.
what that was a temperature check. Let's see if the crowd really want to see this. We're going to interrupt it, so you're not going to have a definite winner. Just like they interrupted EO and Stephanie, it was
Yep,
just a temperature check to see
yep.
if we is this going to draw money at a pay per view or we going to do this on a TV show.
Yeah.
Because you're going to eventually want that rematch between Jade and Tiffy, and you're going to eventually want that rematch between EO and Stephanie. So it was all just a temperature check. But in
But
reality,
then, but
you still got other storylines that you got to continue.
But then
And we all
Nia Jax, Nia Jax coming back is because she really never lost the belt to. Like she didn't lose the belt to Tiffany. Like you know what I'm saying? There's like,
You know,
there's,
she lost
there's,
that in the Money in the Bank.
what I'm saying is like it was like she did she really beat her? Like
Nah, you know she really
That
didn't
was
beat her.
Bianca's help.
like
Bianca.
did she really beat her? And so
Either
there's
way,
gotta be that's Nia kind of coming back trying to get her lick back because
she's spinning
again
the block.
she's spinning the block, but I think
There's
Tiffany
nothing wrong with that.
I think Tiffany winds up beating her. I think that
No,
happened. Like if they have a wrestling match, I think it happens.
no.
I think they Ryan Tiffany's back. Like if my thing is, I think they like for her to beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Like that ain't no.
It's on your resume. Yes, it's on your resume.
I'm saying.
But did you hear the crowd when Nia put the title above her head?
Get it?
That part. Listen, I'm gonna say this here.
Mm.
Tiffy,
That's the same. Rhea
she,
Ripley. Rhea Ripley. Crowd went crazy.
Yeah, they did.
listen, Tiffy,
Eel still won. Like
Tiffy
I don't
vultured
believe in
it.
the crowd like that no more. I don't believe in the crowd no
From
more for real.
from the
Tiffy vultured
impression,
that
right?
win.
I really feel like Io did that for historical. She was the first Japanese woman to win at WrestleMania.
There's a way.
Yeah.
There's a way of going.
But I ain't gonna step on Io like that. She's the genius of the sky. So we're gonna leave it at that.
She's a
Yeah,
genius of the
her
sky.
crying in the gorilla position, yeah, it meant something to a lot of people.
Okay.
That was historical.
Carrie,
But
Carrie,
she,
Carrie.
Carrie got her own little.
I get it.
I just don't think
But
Jade is gonna escape Bianca and Naomi
no,
that quick.
that has to happen. Something that wherever it's going on, that has to take place. That business is not finished. That door is still open.
I
That
think
WrestleMania
that,
match was just a start.
yeah, I do think that WWE is going to maybe listen to the universe this time and be like, okay, y'all kind of wanted to see Bianca be the one that has something to do with this. There's a way to rewind stuff, just like on the soaps. Like one thing might look one way, and they can just rewrite history real quick, and then they have it come out another way. But if they make it so that Bianca did have something to do with it, I think the crowd is gonna eat that up.
Because and then remember Naomi was it was crazy because Naomi came out and was like, "Oh, so you gonna make me do this here?"
Right.
And Bianca was like,
He's
and
like, oh,
Bianca cut
hey,
her off. Yeah,
we ain't gotta talk about that right now. I noticed that too, and I was like, I wonder what that.
it's a little interesting. That was a little interesting. A little
Yeah.
Easter egg. Like if you ain't people,
A
a little
little
Easter
bit.
egg.
It won't super duper obvious.
No, it won't.
But she's
But
like,
Easter was last week.
she's like, I ain't want to do this in front of everybody, but since you want
What?
to, she was like, nah.
yeah, like chill on me, cuz. But listen, y'all, speaking of another woman match that happened at SmackDown, we have a new United States Women's Champion in Zelina Vega. Chelsea Green has been impeached, and Zelina Vega is the new champion. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and contrary to you can disagree with me. Although Chelsea Green is likable, it was time for her to get that belt up.
She was the longest
Yeah, it
reigning
was.
U.S. title holder.
Yeah, because she was the first one. Like it was time. It was.
And the tallest. Oh boy.
It was time for her to get that up. It was stale. It was starting. I started. It was. I don't know.
I was surprised they didn't go with Michi, but you know.
And Zelina been in for a minute, and she started out again. Zelina started out as a manager with her. You know what I'm saying with was it Andrade? Was it Andrade? Yeah. And
Yeah.
And so and now she's a wrestler and pretty good in the ring.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so
she's a tiny thing.
and she is. She got to be 4'10", maybe
Yeah,
maybe
she's
4'11".
tiny.
But she well deserved. Zelina Vega is the new U.S. champion. Really too much not to say about that, and she was surprised too after that pinfall. She got up and was like, "Oh my gosh, eyes
Don't hit me
big
with
as
no black mask, bro.
right." And look, and here's the crazy part. Speaking of Zelina Vega, her husband is back. Her husband is back in wrestling. Aleister Black is back. And let me ask you, so Dwayne, so let me ask you this. You went, matter of fact, all three of y'all. And y'all, again, this is, I'm not saying, I put it in our text. I'm not saying this is what he is. But is the Miz a ham and egg right now? Like, what are they,
Oh
like, what
Lord,
is, like, what are we
oh
doing to
Lord.
like,
Yeah,
what are we
listen.
doing to what are we doing to
Can
my
I
guy?
can I go first?
Yes.
The Miz has beaten John Cena and Randy Orton for the title.
Yeah,
That's facts. He
that
didn't
is.
have a WrestleMania match. You know,
Did not.
even though Randy Orton needed an opponent, even though Rey Mysterio had to back out, and that was his mic moment on SmackDown. And you bring in Penta's brother. What's dude's name?
Ray Phoenix.
And pardon me for not knowing who he is. You bring in Ray Phoenix and you bring in Joe Hendry. But The Miz, who has main event at WrestleMania, did not get a sniff of WrestleMania. I mean, he's been 20 years in. Hell, I'm just saying. I think The Miz needs a little more respect. You know, we may not like him. I mean, his character is giving us pretty much a jerk off, but that's The Miz, and we've been rocking with this dude for years. And to have him not get a WrestleMania match for 20 years of work, beat John, I mean, wait, didn't he beat John Cena? And he beat John Cena at WrestleMania
They
I
did.
don't even remember that.
as the main event because of The Rock, because they restarted the match. Come on.
They didn't
I don't know.
restart that
I think,
match.
say again?
They didn't restart that match.
Well, it would have been a draw. And The Rock restarted the match. And he ended up beating John Cena.
No,
Am I incorrect about that?
that's a CM Punk match you
That
talking
was
about.
No, that was Atlanta.
That was CM Punk, my brother. The match,
No.
but the match where The Rock came down and rock bottom John Cena, there was no restart. The Miz just covered him.
Okay, so he won that match. Other than that, it would have been a draw.
All,
Mm,
all I'm saying is, I need somebody to answer my question because he done got punched by Snoop Dogg.
I'm gonna answer your
He
question,
done
bro.
got
I'm gonna answer your question. No,
please.
the Miz is not a ham and egg.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
The Miz is the new barometer, and nobody is paying attention to it. Here's what I want you to understand. Back in the Attitude Era, everybody that came in order to earn your bones, you had to go up against who?
You
Who
said
was the
back in the day.
barometer? Attitude Era, who's the barometer?
Bob Holly?
No.
John Cena? Stone
That's
Cold.
funny. Nah.
No. It was always the Undertaker.
Oh.
In order for
Attitude
you to
Era?
get respect, in order for you to get respect in that locker room, you had to go through the Undertaker. And let me ask you a question. Everybody that has debuted in the past 3 years, who they go up against first?
Miz.
He is now the barometer. He is now the person. Instead of you doing that tryout in the ring before while the ring gets set up with Undertaker and Fit Finley and everybody in the beginning, now the Miz is the one that's going to come back and be like, oh yeah, he can go. Oh yeah, he still got it.
Wait, wait, wait,
It's
wait, wait.
not.
So you saying everybody? So Penta went against the Miz?
No, Penta didn't go against the Miz because Penta is on Raw. The Miz is on SmackDown.
Oh.
So
Ray
let me ask you.
Phoenix
So
winning against The Miz?
He probably would have if the Miz was still on Raw.
Joe
When the
Hendry?
Wyatts came back, who they target first?
The Miz.
It was Chad Gable, and then he got hurt, and then the Miz jumped in, right?
yeah. So I will say though, I do agree. Again, I'm not calling the Miz a ham and nigga. I just hate the way.
No,
And again,
I
I
think
hate the
I
way they're
asked you a
using them.
question.
Yeah, you did. But here's the other part too. And it's the comparison because even then, even if Undertaker was the barometer or is the barometer, you would never consider him in that. You would never consider him that because even if he was never used in a laughing manner.
It sounded like amazing when he drop kicked him off after Royal Rumble. That was funny to me.
That was Royal Rumble though.
And guess what Maven got for it?
He got his ass whooped.
He got made though too. Though he got
But he
he
got
got
Hey.
made by doing it.
he got a nice little rub from that.
Where's he at
He
now?
did. He did.
He is doing YouTube just like we are.
No,
Yeah,
and he's doing matches in New Jersey.
he getting
All
back.
I'm saying is, but he older too. But what I'm saying is, like, I get it, and I appreciate what the Miz is doing because Miz is again 20 years in. He's a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? And I know. I just don't like him being on the same playing field as R-Truth. Like there's a like
Whoa,
R-Truth is
whoa,
my guy.
whoa, 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 easy.
What did I say?
Whoa,
What did I say?
whoa, easy, boy, easy. R-Truth is that dude,
I'm not.
man.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about what he's done before. I ain't talking
Right
about
your,
legacy. I'm talking. I'm talking about right now.
Right
right your
now,
tongue.
R-Truth, and Miz are pretty much on vacation. They have took their lumps, my boy. It's a wrap. They don't have to do that no more. They don't have to get in the ring and wrestle no more if they don't want to. Miz is a 2-time Grand Slam champion.
Amen,
He's
Carlito.
up in the upper. He is up in the upper echelon. Carlito's no 2 times. Carlito ain't even a Grand Slam champion. He had
I'm
no
just.
time.
I'm just talking about how Carlito on vacation. Carlito been on vacation since he came back. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave
He
him
took
alone.
a spear here and a spear.
When the Miz are
Triple
now
H is
five.
doing the same thing that they are doing in
Yes.
AEW. They are sitting the
So,
new wrestlers with veteran wrestlers to get them used to the business.
They
It just so
got
that's true.
happened that. So okay, look at it. The Miz sprung you Logan Paul.
Yep.
Logan Paul's first match was with the Miz beside him. Then the Miz turned on him. You understand what I'm saying? Like
I
that's
remember that.
that's one example. And then you got the Miz literally. So when Shane brought it back, Shane got injured. They had to improvise with Snoop.
Boy, boy, if that ain't one of the funniest things that ever happened in the ring, that brother did that jump and came down, and that leg did not work. That leg did not work. That leg, and we ain't seen Shane since. God, dog.
Sit your tail down somewhere.
Snoop gave that awkward people's elbow. You know what I'm
Oh man,
saying?
it was so bad. It was so
It
bad.
was a wrap. But you know what?
It
I
was so
think if
bad.
we had that opportunity, would we make it look better, or would we be just as awkward as he is?
Nah,
I don't know.
I
I'm
have to say.
I'm doing
It would be
I'm
just
doing
as
the I'm
awkward.
doing a rock I'm doing a rock bottom with the kicks on. I'm sliding. I got it.
Slide.
Yeah, I'm
Come out
sliding.
with dress shoes.
I'm sliding on the British Bulldog. British Bulldog got to get the elbow. I'm sliding on
There. I'm gonna do my like Ric Flair.
it.
Oh, you gonna walk
But I
to the elbow?
but I will say, shout out to the Miz. He had them red bottoms on though. The red
Oh,
bottoms.
Yes.
Had the
yeah.
red bottoms on. We see you, sir. We see you, sir. Listen, I'm gonna take a couple black masks to the face too if I can get that money, get me some red bottoms. Listen, gotta like what you do. Gotta like what you do. Hey,
Scratch
and then
that.
our favorite
Did you see
our
the
favorite
fake
resident
Giant?
crybaby. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My fault. You're right. And the Miz gave your boy him Mello don't miss. Mello got a new chain.
He
The
got that
Andre the
hot
Giant face.
So disrespectful.
He got that Rick Ross chain.
Let me ask you a question. So I thought we moved past that stuff. I thought we moved. You know what? Let's skip that
Yeah.
because they ain't gonna do it but piss me off.
Right.
I'm gonna skip that.
You know how
Drew McIntyre, our resident crybaby. I guess he's no longer crying, but he put himself into a title picture with the United States Championship. He came out and interfered with LA Knight, yeah, and Jacob Fatu, yada I mean, in the ring. Matter of fact, Jacob Fatu snatched the microphone from Solo because Solo trying to take all the credit for bringing Jacob to the scene, and Jacob snatched that joint and told him, "Hey man, I told you it was either you with me or without. It was either with you or without you." He said, "Because at the end of the day, he says I'm all gas and I'm no brakes. You know what I'm saying?" And
Gotta mean.
and he said, either you gonna get in or you gonna get in where you fit in."
Pretty much.
And then Stone Cold two the LA Knight came out.
Did he call each other Stone Cold?
Come out, said it's I'm coming out here. I need my rematch. And then Drew McIntyre, he come out.
Oh Lord.
He want to be the United States champion now.
Wait, hold on.
He said, because I didn't already took care of Damian Priest, and I know Damian, you not here. You know what I'm saying? You at the crib, licking your wounds. Now I'm coming in here. Randy Orton already jumped the line for John Cena, and John Cena ain't who I thought he was. So I want to fight. I want to fight the best, and the best is Fatu.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
That's what he said, right?
So Nick Aldis runs to the ring. LA Knight. He ain't run to the ring. He runs out.
Whoa. Hold on. Stop. Wait, hold on.
I be flowing.
Hold on. No, we don't have to stop. Did y'all see LA Knight lay on a ring talking about, wake me when this is over? Yo, that was hilarious. And then he said, wait, and he told me, he said, oh, well, I would talk about your title reign, but I don't remember it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Then he told him, he said, hey, so if you want a piece of this, because this is what I want to get, he said, you come on in the ring right now. And you know, Drew McIntyre was like, okay. And I was like, oh, wow, look at Drew McIntyre stepping up.
Eric is crazy.
Yeah. And then we get here, Nick Aldis comes out, and when Nick Aldis comes out, he said, you know what? We can do this later. Y'all get your shorts on, get your boots on, lace them jokers up. Then we can have a number one title contender match, and to see who will face yada I mean. And then, y'all, we had this match. The match happens. Everything happening. Then all of a sudden, Solo, who everybody who has forgotten, comes out and hits him with the Umaga peg to the neck. Boom. Throws him in the ring. And then Damian Priest, who we thought was at home licking his wounds, pulls Drew McIntyre out. When he gets to beating him up, they no longer seen. And then LA Knight and Damian Priest get to arguing, and then here comes somebody flying with a ski mask on.
Uh-oh, who was it?
It was Yada mean. So
Yada mean. He don't.
So it's crazy, y'all. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love this spot because he flew through the ropes with that mask on. Like this, I've never, like I've seen the flying through the ropes. Everybody does it, but he kept with the mask on though. It was just smooth. And then as Kerry has in our notes, takes out everybody. Jacob Fatu takes out everybody.
Whoops up on everybody.
And Storm, he says, matter of fact, that's what he said to Solo. He says, I know this makes me America's most wanted.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So the thought process I came up with was, I'm going to attack first. You want to come after me?
Come get some.
I'm going to give you something to come after.
Yeah, but
Look like he ain't running from the smoke.
Why you include Damian Priest in the situation?
Because he was there.
He was in the way.
Collateral damage, huh?
Yeah.
That's this collateral damage you don't want. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you already got your hands full with Drew McIntyre. Do you really
want this? Do you really want to inject into this?
Like, I really think he's going to keep running until he hit a wall. You understand what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you got to bite more than you can chew. You know what I'm saying? Like, Right now, you looking at LA Knight. Drew McIntyre is your number one contender, and he still got beef with Damian Priest. The whole reason for Damian Priest being out there was just for Drew McIntyre. Now, he accidentally screwed LA Knight in the process. But the reality of the situation is LA Knight should have won by disqualification when Solo hit him with the Samoan spike. It should have been over at that point.
And you're right. Because Dwayne, because we talk about all the people Jacob Fletcher got to watch over, he still got to watch over his hating cousin. His cousin Hayden. He's smiling.
Hater!
But he see the hate on his face.
Hey, listen. Hey, none of my cousins better be hating, but I think they're trying to set this up for a fatal four-way.
And that'll be a waste of darn time.
I mean, it probably would be a waste of darn time, but you if they're gonna introduce Drew, if they're gonna introduce what's dude's name? Not Drew McIntyre's nemesis, Damian Priest. Sorry, I had a brain cramp there. If they introduce Damian Priest into this match or into this saga, they looking to go maybe fatal four-way, or maybe have a fatal four-way between Drew, Damian, and Drew McIntyre, with the winner faces Fatu at Backlash. Maybe that could be an angle. But to introduce Damian Priest after he got smashed, unfortunately by Backwards, I don't know.
Kerry, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm tired. I think I'm fatal four-way and triple threat out. I don't know about you.
Yeah, pretty much.
This season,
I
think I'm done. I think I'm done.
Matches. I'm about tired of it.
I'm kind of tired of it all. If anything, maybe they'll do it like a little tournament or something like that, or I don't know. But I guess that's just a way to get them all kind of on TV and having in the storyline. Like everyone's kind of interwoven in each other's storyline. Because, like you said, Damian Priest comes down and therefore what? Now he's interjected himself into this storyline, and that's why he got whooped up onto.
So maybe they have
but he was only down there. But he was only down there to take care of Drew.
Well,
But then he found himself. Yeah, that was that was his reason of coming down.
So maybe they have the fatal four-way with Solo winning, and then Solo and Jacob Fatu fighting for the U.S. title. I mean, but that's what we thought. I mean, all four of us thought that it was going to be Solo and Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Maybe that's the angle they use to get us that match.
Solo need to go back to not talking and walking with the tribal chief.
Oh anyway. Lord! Hey, listen. The wife said, "Why is he even there?"
I don't know.
She said, "Why is he even there?"
It's okay. The tribal chief will come fix it.
But the main event.
Come on now.
Which should have been on WrestleMania. And again, I could talk about this at the end of the show, but I'm not. But we had tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. We had the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY versus the Street Profits. And let me tell y'all, we've seen some table, ladders, and chairs match, but this match, y'all, as we have in our notes, was crazy. There was some spots in this match. Your mans was hanging from the belts, and Dawkins speared him into the table at the bottom.
Very carefully.
Very carefully, so he wouldn't hurt himself.
He got up on that ladder very carefully.
Montez Ford got white noise on a ladder. Montez Ford grabbed somebody's prosthetic leg out of the stands and hit one of the DIY.
Lord, that's crazy.
They playing pinball or pinata with the man hanging from the ceiling. Montez Ford does a swanton dive out of the ring onto his opponent that's on the table on the floor.
Yeah.
Then did you see the part where he jumps out the ring and he almost clears it like he's almost in the stand, like he clears it to the point where he almost went to the stands, the fans' lap.
Oh, shout out to them.
Dog, they in here rolling. They hitting each other with these table shots. And normally in table ladder, chairs don't get a lot of action, but the chairs got a lot of action in this one.
That skull and crossbones on the table was real.
Bro, man.
That what?
The skull and crossbones.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My
And they
man
just,
walked on the table and held him backwards.
man, they were just beating each other up,
Yeah. They was trying to steal the show after the fact.
and they did, and they did. They proved that show should have been, that wrestling match should have been at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
They
that
could have
should-
won the belts on Monday night.
Absolutely.
I told you, they said Monday Night Raw, it should have been night one. SmackDown should have been night two. That's what they were saying. Of
But-
course, with the John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and the triple threat main event, those two should have stayed. But the rest of it,
Yes.
should have filled up the other nights.
I will say the EO Bianca and Rhea triple threat match was good too.
It was.
I will say that match could have stayed. But
Other than the ending.
Street Profits wound up retaining the titles, rightfully so. And that we've seen some crazy table ladders and chairs matches. But Storm, I ain't never seen one where my man got somebody's leg. The man, matter of fact, they sent a video where the man said, "I want him to take," like he took the leg off and gave it to him
And handed it to him.
and handed it to him. Hit somebody. I've never. And Montez Ford will be the one to do it.
He's such a
Shout out to ECW, because that's what they used to do in ECW.
ECW.
The wrestlers weapons from the crowd. And the wrestlers would go ham with it. So that was a shout out to ECW on behalf of Montez Ford.
That was
He did a
great.
lot of shout outs. I got to give a shout out to Montez and Dawson for rocking the Shawn Michaels gear out to the ring
Yeah.
for TLC. That was real respectful right there. I like that.
Yeah.
And y'all, Dawkins has improved so much. I'm watching him. He don't look as lazy. But I will say to this, like we all can say, Kerry, Montez Ford is a star.
Yes. He is what I like to, what did they call him? He's such a ham. Yes, he be hamming it up, boy. That charisma is like off the charts. And they've been it at one time it did look like they was gonna push that a little bit when he was in the Elimination Chamber. And I guess they pulled back. I guess they pulled back on it for whatever reason. But he is like, look, his charisma is undeniable. It's coming sooner or later. And maybe it'll come without them having to.
Apparently, he seemed to be setting himself up now with the heat.
Like maybe they'll be able to separate them without them having to go to the barbershop.
Where's the red Solo cups at? I missed them.
Hey, they trying
You
to
and me
check-
both.
I did like that too. But, yeah.
You and me both. I miss their old theme song, honestly.
We get the jungle juice with those old red cups.
I bring the swag like nobody can.
Hey,
Bring the
hey.
swag like nobody
Come
can.
on,
I bring
man.
the swag like nobody can.
Come on. What?
What?
I don't even know this new one, making me mad.
No one does. That's why they don't.
They don't even want to smoke no more. You know what I'm saying? It's in the theme song. They don't even
And we want the smoke.
And I think it's because they're trying to get them to take them seriously as maybe heel. They trying to get it, but
Yeah, they'll never, unless they do something real heinous, they'll never be.
I think they still gonna get cheered. They tried. Remember
Yes,
they
I'm
tried?
saying they'll never be healed, bro. Like,
They tried.
and I think they could have. I don't know what that plan was before Bobby Lashley left, but I think they could have really did something with that. But I think they didn't do it correctly. I'm not sure who chose to write that or take on that as the producer, but they didn't do well with that angle, and I think it would have worked because they were looking for people to boo them, but
Didn't
the
work.
boo shouldn't have happened. Like, let them continue to just beat up on people. Like that's normally how it happens. Just show up and just beat people up, right? And then you see what happened when they came back. They beating people up. They hitting people with crutches on in their back. You know what I'm saying?
Street Profits got
Crushes,
some new smoke in the
legs.
building because Street Profits got some new smoke in the building because Fraxium in the building now, buddy.
Mm,
Oh yeah, Fraxium is in the building.
mm.
That the one the one without the mask. He's pretty
The
fast.
way
He's pretty
old
fast.
bird, he got some disrespecting saying to us, man. They ain't did nothing to you,
Dwayne?
sir.
You're
Yeah,
Oh
fake.
he
yeah.
gave, he
You're
gave
fake.
Baxium the raspberry and the face, man.
Like, what are you, fly?
I mean, he feel like I gotta hit the heavy bag every day when we get to
As
these
long as
conventions
Faxium
to
don't,
defend
long as
y'all.
Faxium don't come in day one winning belts, I'm
Yeah.
cool with that.
Exactly.
They
I'm
had day
cool with that.
one. They didn't win no belt.
I know. I'm just saying, as long as that doesn't happen, y'all. So listen, those are recaps from this week. Listen, this was one of the hottest weeks of wrestling that especially the WWE. If you missed it, man, go back and watch it. Netflix, USA. If you got any type of television that records, listen. Make sure. Come on, is that the New Day Cup? Oh, dang, you distracted me. So listen, and so your NXT Monday night, Friday night SmackDown, that's where it is. You know, we're excited to see what's next. Not sure what's gonna happen next, but what we do know, something gonna happen next. So listen, as we are wrapping up today's show, listen, WrestleMania season is over, but we haven't. This is gonna be our last, y'all. Top five, top five, top five, top five, top five. We're top five in it tonight, and tonight's top five is the top five WrestleMania moments from WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania
One.
41,
41.
WrestleMania 41, WrestleMania 41, and we all have a one individual top five, and then we have a collab of and we're gonna run through it. So right now, starting with Kerry, what was your WrestleMania moment,
Dominic Mysterio winning the Intercontinental Championship.
man?
It was a
This
great
moment,
moment for him. From what I understand, they wasn't anticipating that crowd popping like that, so that was a good moment for him. And he is hamming it up, boy. I love
and
it.
him running back to
Yes,
the ring.
yes. He said he is already the greatest Intercontinental Champion. And he said that night. He said, "I've
He
only
did.
been champion for 30 minutes, and I'm already greatest."
And he said he had to get rid of that deadbeat.
Yes, and he
So
was like, "Oh my God, who? Judgment Day?" He's like, "No, I did beat that." Okay, sir.
he's
Yeah,
still
but
he's still on that.
I love it. I love it.
Dwayne, who you got?
I gotta go. I gotta go with my four horsemen. I'm going Jey Uso. Jey Uso winning the tapping out Gunther. I mean, hey, listen, we all doubted whether he can be crash out Jay. I mean, he did what he needed to do, and he tapped Gunther after in a match that was night one, match one, as we predicted.
Yep. So Storm, who you got?
I got look. We would all be remiss if we did not mention the fact that John Cena won his 17th title. He
Yes.
did break that record, the public record, but that's a different discussion. He broke the record
Yeah.
of Ric Flair title reigns. He broke the 16th tie with Ric Flair and became the most how you say it
Decorated.
the most decorated champion of wrestling in the wrestling industry of WWE
What they?
history. And right now, what he's doing with the business with the 17th reign is really making some noise. So I got to give my top five moment to John Cena for his 17th. That
Yeah.
good
And
one shit.
and shout out to Carrie. She got on the shirt. Whole time we've been on this podcast. I just realized you got on the John Cena shirt, and it ain't the same one, but you got on the Dallas Maverick colors that he had on last night. Come on.
We come out like this now.
Right. With that face on this. But anyway,
Knock it
yes.
off.
Y'all, and my top 5 moment of WrestleMania 41 is yada me. Jacob Fatu winning the US championship over LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we have a new champion, and it doesn't look like he's going to lose it. Listen, he said what he said. He bringing home that belt to the family, and he did exactly that. And now, look, it is a great moment. Again, the Samoan moment. The Samoan moment for Jey Uso and Jacob to bring home titles on that evening. Adding to the collection, right? Adding to the collection of the Samoan wrestling heritage. Shout out to Jacob Fatu. All gas, no brakes. Y'all. And here it is. Here's our collective moment for today. Come on, y'all. Drum roll, please. This is our collective, y'all. I mean, ain't really much. Y'all already know. I don't really got to say it. Listen, night 1 main event was ridiculous. Night 1 main event was ridiculous. Probably one of the best triple threat matches we've ever seen in the history of the WWE. Oh. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Oh. Paul Heyman turns on CM Punk and Roman. Seth Rollins wins, and he walks out as now the face of where wrestling is going, right? So that's our top 5 as a collective. Y'all want to comment on about that match? Anybody commenting on what? Oh, we good on it. We good. It's set enough.
For itself, Blake.
And the match speaks for itself. Yeah. Listen, go back and watch that match, y'all. If you have not seen that WrestleMania match, go back and watch main event night 1. Oh my gosh. From the entrances to just
the match itself, even the exits. Even the exits. What WrestleMania have you seen? What WrestleMania have you seen they played the music of those who didn't win the match?
Yep. Well, there it is, y'all. Listen. So, listen, we taking right before we leave, we going right to our neighborhood, our resident Brainbuster. It is Brainbuster time. Y'all get your minds right. Get your minds right. Get your minds right. She's here to stump you. I'm ready. I'm trying to win tonight. She been on a roll late. She been on a roll lately. I got to get her. I got to get you.
All right. I got something. All right. So in this week, okay. So in this week's Brainbuster, I got a little bit left over from WrestleMania. Actually, got 2 questions from WrestleMania. So I'm gonna just throw this last little one out. All right. What wrestler's 7-match WrestleMania losing streak came to an end at WrestleMania 9 in a dark match?
What? Repeat that one more time.
All right. What wrestler's 7-match WrestleMania losing streak came to an end at WrestleMania 9 during a dark match?
So he had a 7. Okay.
So the dude has lost 7 straight WrestleManias, and then he won one at WrestleMania 9.
You suck.
Oh.
You suck.
Don't say that about yourself.
I'm saying it about you.
No, you're saying it about yourself.
So you say he had a 7-winning match? Now this was a dark match at WrestleMania.
He lost 7
till WrestleMania 9.
Yes.
Oh. Now, here's a crazy part about this whole thing. I'm gonna say this because I didn't realize, because Dwayne used to talk about this all the time. I didn't realize WrestleMania had dark matches, right? And then I watched WrestleMania. What's that joint? What's the spectacle? This
Nah.
ain't that WrestleMania 9?
Yeah.
And here's the crazy part about WrestleMania 9. They showed the actual dark match of WrestleMania 9. It was Tito Santana versus Papa Shango.
Oh, let's go.
And Tito Santana won the match. So I did not know he lost 7 straight. So my answer is Tito Santana.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I just thought about it.
I'm
It's
gonna
just
go Tito
like if you-
Santana too.
Like if you didn't watch it, that's the only reason why I know, Carrie. I'll be honest with you. That's
Watch the documentary.
yes. If you watch the documentary, you know that's the only reason why I know.
To the last. It's a good thing you saying that to the last. What was the other question?
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, I'll throw in that next question. What musical group was the first to perform a song other than America the Beautiful or the Star Spangled Banner at WrestleMania?
Jeez. Really?
That's a good.
That's what you really doing?
That's a good one. Good Lord.
Hey, wasn't it the band that played out DX?
That's your answer,
Yes, but I don't remember the name of the band.
Eric.
Other than the Star Spangled, so this the first band.
Run DMC.
God damn it!
Let's go. Let's go.
I knew it. That's it. Yes.
Ha!
Who actually played for?
DX.
5. They WrestleMania 5. They performed. They did their own little they made up a little song for WrestleMania.
Wow.
We got both there.
She lost both today. She's
All right.
not just, but you was on a roll though. You was on a roll. You had to lose at some point.
Y'all, thanks for tuning in this week.
It's been good. It's been good.
Y'all make sure y'all watch, like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. We'll highlight y'all next week.
Oh, final thoughts?
Yeah, get your final thoughts.
No, yeah, we're gonna get our final thoughts in. Just Carrie, just because she's funny. That was like
that was me.
at the end of the day, we're done. She said, "That's it." And honestly, I wouldn't. If I wouldn't have seen the spectacle, I wouldn't have got that answer.
I forgot that was a question in the spectacle. I was like,
But you know what? Had they not said DX, because I got the right answer, but I was totally wrong on who the performance was.
You was.
Because DX did have Run DMC as their music. So I'm thinking, once he said DX, I'm thinking Run DMC. I don't even know what they performed. So that was just pure luck.
Just luck, yeah. They performed at WrestleMania 5.
Hey, don't get mad. Remember, I did a couple weeks ago. Mine was luck. Remember that WrestleMania? Yes. So I just threw that out there. We was counting down. Right. So, shout out to Netflix. Was it Netflix or Peacock? Shout out to Peacock. Shout out to Peacock for the WrestleMania 9 spectacle. Listen, y'all. Brainbuster. That was a good one. She lost both of them, James. But here we go. Brainbuster's over. Now, y'all, we are here. Final thoughts. We want you. What's our final thoughts of the night? What's our final thoughts of the night? Our last thoughts. These are our going home. Great show tonight. But I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna start with you, old gray bearded one.
So my WrestleMania. My final thought was, just want to give my condolences to Steve Mongo McMichaels, who was the a four horseman as he passed this year, football Hall of Famer, wrestler. Want to give a shout out to his family, and that's my he was going to be my horseman, but you know just a shout out to him and his family.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Rest in peace, Mongo. I'm gonna leave that there. Rest in peace, my guy. Yeah, throw the fours up. Throw the fours up. Yes, sir.
Oh wait.
Yeah, because he had this like multiple sclerosis or something like that. Was that something like that?
I understand why.
Yeah, something. He had one of them incurable diseases, something like that. I remember.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Didn't he have he had ALS? I think he had the Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, he had ALS. Yes.
And he passed. But you know what was great? That he did live to see him getting himself inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and that's the great thing about it. And his wife and whatnot.
Chicago Bears were legit.
Yeah,
that's one.
And he did the Super Bowl shuffle. Let's go, Mongo.
They called them the monsters of the Midway, didn't they?
The Bears were the monsters of the Midway, but they won that 85 Bears team. They had a song called the Super Bowl Shuffle with the Fridge, Walter Payton. They was those guys, man. And I'm just it's just something that I lived through, and it was during my childhood. So that's gonna be my final comment of the week.
Storm, what you got for us? Take us to your last thoughts.
I'm gonna pull up my Paul Heyman right now. That means I'm not gonna give you a spoiler. I'm gonna give you a prediction. I ain't gonna give you that. I was watching SmackDown and something real interesting hit the screen. It was R-Truth having a conversation with John Cena. Did anybody see that clip?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, R-Truth is going to take the title off of John Cena.
No.
That is my prediction. On Bird. Because I'm going to tell you how I feel like it's going to play out. R-Truth is going to keep trying to have conversations with John Cena, telling John Cena that he got his back. And then eventually he's going to have to fight his childhood hero, so to speak. R-Truth has never won the WWE Championship. And this is how they're going to send John Cena. They might as well send R-Truth out the same way. That is my prediction.
Wow.
That is my last thought.
Wow.
That would be crazy.
I would love it though. That crowd would go nuts.
Yeah, that would go bananas.
A rooster is a root. Wait, he said. Wait. What did he say? What's this coming?
Rooster is a rooster from Brewster.
Yeah. I would love for that to happen.
What you got for us? Last thoughts. Holla at us.
Me?
Yeah.
Shout out to Bianca Belair. That girl put in work. She's been getting the crowd kind of turning against her. At first they made it sound like that was just something about like the European crowds over there probably just didn't like it, and for whatever reason it came over here, and it continued. She played into it a little bit at WrestleMania. I hate that they didn't get that streak going, but I had a feeling that they weren't going to allow that to take place, and that's cool. And she's been putting in so much work, doing what she had to do with helping Jade, doing what she needed to do to try to bring that women's tag division up to something with the tag belts and so on. And hopefully this little break that she takes, she comes back and comes back stronger, better, the best, whatever. So that's my final word. Shout out to her. She's been putting in that work, and I hope that they give her. No, they not giving her. She's taking her flowers. So you see them roses, she's gonna go ahead and take those flowers.
So you heard her say her house divided. She about to bring that mother back together.
Yeah, so we gotta get that together. So shout out to her.
Shout out to Bianca.
Yeah.
And you're right. For somebody who puts in the work, like you said, and makes her own gear. that robe that she came down to WrestleMania was amazing.
Yeah.
And my final thoughts. So I was gonna wait till the end of the show to talk about it. We hadn't talked about it. We talked about it not on camera, but we're gonna talk about the opportunist, Becky Lynch. I've seen this before, and I think we've all seen it before. And it's a shame that we feel like we need to always pull in the moneymaker or the face, if you will, from a break and push somebody down out the card who deserved it for you to be seen in the limelight. You don't say no. You agree to it, but you come in and win a championship. This ain't the first time you've done that.
Nope. She did it at SummerSlam.
You did it against Bianca. You did it against Bianca. I think you did it again with Sasha. So it's 3 times in a row. Well, 3 times that it's what you do. I'm not trying, and again, if this is who you are, and this is how you make your money, I can't knock it. But remember from the last person who's done that. Remember how he's being received now. There are people who put in work constantly while you at home taking care of what you taking care of. And then you feel like you can come back and you win the championship. Blows my mind. And then you waste our time at WrestleMania to lose the belts to turn heel. Again, not my business. But here we are. That's my final thoughts. We'll see where this heel turn goes. We'll see where this heel turn goes. I try not to say the other person's name, but you heard the music in the background.
Hey, but at
We
least
know who
she
you
doubled
comparing.
back and made it right with Bianca to WrestleMania afterwards. But yeah, I see your point. She is turning into an Edge slash Hollywood.
Didn't we have this moment like 2 weeks ago?
She got creative
It's it,
control over her contract, player.
it's it's entitlement. It's an entitlement spirit, and I don't do well with entitlement spirits.
Sure.
But listen, y'all, this has been the Ring Report.
Eli.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for being. Listen, all the subscribers, y'all. We're almost close to 1,000. Thank you
Yes,
for hanging
sir.
out. Listen, comment on everything. Talk on everything. Listen, share. You know, with everybody. We enjoy what we do. We love you. Again, I'm Eric Battle. These are my cousins, Carrie, Dwayne, Storm. Until next time, we'll see you later.